Well, folks, we made it to Beverly Hills. Oh wait, we're still in Malaysia. Wait, we're still in Kuala Lumpur. Huh. Well, folks, we made it to the fancy part of town here, Ampang Hilir. This can only be considered the Beverly Hills of Malaysia, of Kuala Lumpur. It's fancy, it's rich folks. We have literally an insane park directly next to some of these crazy homes. Just a massive lake, huge trail surrounding it as far as the eye can see. I mean, this is absolutely massive. And we have very much like Los Angeles style homes and trees and greenery all around. It's really the only place it reminds me of. It's interesting. Everything is even quite spread out similarly, so it's outside of this area, it's not too walkable. Like, you would want to have a car. Similarly to Beverly Hills, similarly to Los Angeles, everybody drives. I mean, you have to drive. You need a car here. I even walked here from the nearest train station that I took from central KL, and it was about a 30-minute walk to the nearest train line. You know, so it's not too connected in that regard, but it is still Kuala Lumpur. It's just a bit on the outskirts. It's the Ampang area. And so this is my first time over here. I don't really come over here because, yeah, I walk everywhere. I don't have a vehicle. You know, I'm kind of a tourist here, even though I'm here semi-long term. And so, yeah, this area is not suitable. And by the way, I'm not rich. So this area is not suitable for me to really stay in or even to visit too frequently. I would love to have this, you know, crazy lake and park right next to where I live. I mean, again, there's some homes here just lining this. I can only imagine what they cost. And these ones aren't even super new. They're not even extremely like renovated, either of those. But it's surrounding the entire park. And as you go a bit further, whatever way you go, there's very nice homes. There's some high rises, some very expensive high rise condos. I'd say this park is like the most, I don't know, the nicest drawing point of the neighborhood. You know, of course, it's very clean. It's like a very family centric area as well. And so, yeah, my first impression is that it's extremely nice. I'll say that. Now, there are a few other areas like this in Kuala Lumpur that are very Hollywood Hills style, very Beverly Hills style places. There's Mount Kiara, there's Damansara, some parts of Bangsar. I've visited all of these places at this point and walked around a bit, even though they're not extremely walkable. So again, I don't really spend much time in these places. It's more just like very residential, and a lot of expats, you know, yeah, a lot of people move here to live there, or people have a little bit of money, they want to live in a nice neighborhood. These are the neighborhoods that they move to, and they all really remind me of Los Angeles. You know, I lived in Los Angeles for about 6 months, so not like extremely long, but you know, I traversed that city on bike like crazy. And so, yeah, it really brings back feelings of being in Los Angeles. Just like the way the streets are lined with trees and different types of houses, it will really give you that feeling. So we even have some like restaurants here with outdoor seating. Really, really nice spot to sit and eat. Nice views, coffee. That's really cool. This one's like a little cafe. This one's actually closed for now. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's really nice. Didn't expect that exactly. I've not really seen something like this at a park, so that's very cool. Yeah, this one's like a restaurant, cafe, another cafe, but I'd imagine they serve some food as well as coffee. Doesn't look like it's really in the super running order at the moment with the way these chairs are set up. I don't know. Right now we're going on 5:30. You never know. Some places close early, some places open late. You know, since it's a cafe, it's probably maybe I'd say close early. I don't know, folks. See a lot of playground equipment. There was like gym equipment as well to do like free workouts. That's cool. That's very cool. Yes, this is cool. I mean, it's definitely a Malaysian thing to have like a huge lake and like a huge path around it. You know, many of the areas I've been to now, I've been traveling around Malaysia, and yeah, it's almost like a staple to have like a massive lake. It's very cool. You know, it's rare. You know, they actually opened something like similar in Bangkok, Benja Kitty Park. It's like a really nice park in Bangkok, but it's not nearly as grand as this with the size of the lake and the actual path around it. But it reminds me of that a bit. But Malaysia, I think, takes the cake when it comes to parks. You know, the one in TT Wangsa, very nice. I think this is part of TT Wangsa as well. But like, yeah, more toward actual TT Wangsa, not Ampang. And then in Taiping, like a really beautiful lake park. So yeah, it's just like it's something that I've noticed traveling around and I've grown to really like about Malaysia, is these like huge lakes and parks. It's very cool. And yeah, I'd say there is typically people, but they're not usually super crowded. Definitely more than the parks without the lake, you know, because people here do like to get out and walk. They like to get out and exercise and run. And so I think people who do like to exercise in that way outdoors, they really like areas like this. They like moving to areas, yeah, like this. So I'm not sure what's the rules with like having pets here. I don't know, since I don't see anybody walking dogs on these paths, which is surprising to me. You know, it makes me think maybe you can't. You know, they probably don't want, of course, they don't want them going to the bathroom and making it a mess here. So that could easily be a reason why they wouldn't allow it. But I just imagine if it was allowed that I would see it. You know, maybe there's a separate area for dogs. I'd say back in the US, most of our parks, they have separate fenced in areas for big dogs, for small dogs, and yeah, that's where they can play together and stuff like that. But usually you can also walk the dog through the like main areas where people are, and they can run in the field and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm just not completely sure about that. If you know, let me know in the comments. What's the rule with like pets in parks like this? Oh, okay, well, speaking of, here's a cat. Yeah, not sure. Is this your cat?
No.
Do you know what's the rule with like dogs here? Are you allowed to bring dogs to the park? Because I don't see any dogs, and I was just wondering. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's not her cat. That's a stray cat. She's feeding a bag of tuna. But yeah, amazing park. Looks like on the other side here, there's like some houses really just chilling there. We're gonna step outside of the park now so we can see what the neighborhood actually looks like, what the houses look like. You know, there's all different types of houses here. There's some old style houses. There's some very contemporary houses as well. I mean, this is the embassy of Senegal. You know, I also saw the embassy for Kazakhstan, like as I was walking here just before the park. So I guess it's an area where they keep the embassies as well. I don't know. Made me think, oh, Kazakhstan's rich. I really don't know. I mean, this says police on the mailbox here. And it looks like an absolutely beautiful home or something. So, not sure. Villa Case. Interesting. Yeah, see, it's hard to even tell sometimes if something is a home, if it's a, you know, like a villa that people rent out on rental websites. Look at the gate. I mean, that's crazy. And then across the street, you have something completely different. Again, like no real idea what that is. Look at this van. Look at this Nissan van. Interesting. You see all types of interesting stuff out here. I'll say that. You see a lot of cool cars too. I mean, a lot of junk boxes as well with the McDonald's sticker. But you will see a lot of like imports. Closest thing to supercars I've seen is over here. A lot of Mercedes, you see. Yeah, all different types of houses. Now again, when I was walking around TT Wangsa, I made another video. I think it's called something like "This is my new favorite area in Kuala Lumpur," and I like explored some of the residential streets as well with the houses, and same thing. It was like, you know, one by one, they're all completely different. You know, I guess people just buy the land or rent the land, but probably buy the land, yeah, and build what they want to build. You know, I say some of these don't look necessarily like they're crazy. Like, you know, some of them are a lot more humble than others. And so I bet the price ranges quite a lot between these. Like this, you know, a lot more old style, right? And they're running up a little business right outside selling takoyaki. Yeah, something I wouldn't expect to see over here, but you know, it's right by the park as well. So maybe getting some foot traffic because of that. Yeah, you see some of these are very much old style houses. They're not fancy or even like restaurant. You know, I assume somebody lives in there and runs the restaurant too. Yeah, wild to see that in a neighborhood like this. And then you have like a, you know, something that looks a little bit more like an apartment. So yeah, a little bit of everything over here. And of course, in the distance, you have these high rises, these condos. Again, they don't look like extremely new and modern, look a little bit dated, but still look nice and surely are still not cheap, let's say. You can even see like a little shop here, convenience stores. You know, I feel like a lot of these people, like these kind of places, they've had these properties and this land for many years. And, you know, I don't know what's the laws with how long you have the land for. If, you know, when the neighborhood changes drastically, I don't really know how things work. But yeah, I feel like some of these people have had the land for a long time, right? Had the property for a long time. And who knows how long they've had the shop set up for. But maybe as the neighborhood became more and more developed, you know, maybe they decided to open up a shop there, something like that. You know, again, this is not really an education channel or video. It's kind of just like my impressions and my perception coming out here. I made one little turn and it feels like I'm in the jungle all of a sudden. So I'm back parallel to the park again. Park right there. You know, we have, I know, so okay, so that's not a police mailbox. It's just like a button to, I guess, to contact police if you need to. But you know, here are some more like what I would call like fancier, big homes directly next to the park. Wow, that's a very interesting thing. I mean, I guess it's just because it's such a public area and it's like, you know, anything could happen. It's like emergency, get in touch with police. But it's so weird to see it like right on the houses essentially. Maybe these are not houses because again, this is the embassy of the Sultanate of Oman. Are these all just embassies? I mean, that's weird to me, but hey, I guess it's just how it goes. I mean, yeah, embassy of the Sultanate of Oman. I don't even know what Oman is, folks. I don't even know where that is. Sounds like the Middle East, but couldn't tell you. Again, looks like a home, but it's probably a freaking embassy. Yeah. So that way is where there was those homes, I think, like on the water of the park. But that doesn't look like super accessible. Yeah, it looked like there was a gate, so I mean, on this side too, there is some absolutely grand, like, buildings. Let's just call them buildings. No, they gotta be homes, folks. They gotta be homes, you know. I mean, I was told that a lot of the places around here are, you know, colonial era homes, and there's a lot of like contemporary style, massive homes, borderline like mansions. And so I'd imagine it's just mixed, and that like some of them are, you know, residences, some of them are government buildings, like yeah, embassies. Got a massive bus here blocking us. I noticed a lot of buses over here. What does this say? Business and Management International College. Okay, so maybe it's like a commuting to a college, something like that. Not like not quite like a public bus, you know. Okay, so here's the embassy of Yemen. So I suppose all of these places are embassies. This one, look at that barbed wire. Look at that. Good job, Yemen. Really making sure, you know, nobody's breaking in. All right, so I'm gonna head down this street now. Looks like we have some actual homes. Just need to find some homes. Yeah, but then you have like this, you know, like this little box here, which kind of indicates, I don't know, see this one says villa, kin villa. So when I see villa, I usually assume it's like almost like a vacation rental, you know? Because a lot of times when I've seen that and I've searched it online, yeah, it's for rent. You know, it'll say like 5-person villa for rent. Yeah. And of course, in very Malaysia fashion, we have a large plot of land with nothing in it, with just grass. I literally put that in like one of my recent 2 videos. Like 2 videos ago, I said like, I see this everywhere. I see plots of land with nothing, with just grass. And here we are, folks. A beautiful future home. This place looks like it has its own forest inside. So that's a Srinivasam. Wow. It is nice. I gotta say, the architecture around here, very, very interesting. I mean, look at this. Again, we have like a crazy gate and like a contemporary style building. And then across the street, you have something a lot more old school, a lot more traditional looking too, with the gate. And then here as well, completely different. I mean, much, much, much older, of course. Another police box and a guy inside of a box. They do love the gold, you know, the gold color plating on the gates, I would say. You see that a lot. You see it a lot in like the more affluent neighborhoods out here. Wow, this one is really cool. This one is super nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's probably not a home. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that. You know, are these all embassies? I mean, you know, I may as well just quit now. If these are all embassies, you know, then I'm just not very good at my job. I'll say that, but I'm doing my best, folks. Yeah, look at this. Very old. Wow, you know, I'm actually quite more into the older style. I really am. Oh God, Royal Embassy of Saudi Arabia. You see? I'm just not that good at my job, folks. You know, I'm kind of like a weatherman out here. I just kind of say things, and I hope, you know, I say, hey folks, we're going to visit some beautiful homes today. You know, then we get there and they're, you know, we were at a bunch of embassies, just like a weatherman. You know, hey, next week it could be thunderstorming every day, and then it's sunshine every day. You know, it's very similar. Just gonna go back into the park here. You can't really get that wrong, huh? I guarantee you, folks, this is the park with 100% certainty. And for those skaters out there, a grinding rail. One thing that drives me absolutely nuts is when you have sidewalks like this, where it's like you're just supposed to step up onto the sidewalk and then step down. And then you have another sidewalk, you step up, step down, and repeat. Step up, step down. I mean, it's either that or you get hit by a car. You know, take your pick. Neither option is all that good. So at a lot of these streets, there's like a security check here where you can't really get in by car or even by walking without being cleared by security first. And I guess it gives some nice little peace of mind. But then across the street, directly across the street, you have like these kind of abandoned businesses. Yeah, also very much in LA fashion. I'd say in Los Angeles as well. You'll find like some insane houses, and then 2 streets over, is just like abandonments and homelessness and yeah, something like that. So yeah, it's very much keeping to its Los Angeles status over here. I don't know, it's very interesting to me. It's weird. I can't really figure this neighborhood out exactly. It's a bit all over the place. I'd say when I visit like Damansara and Mont Kiara, it was much more straightforward. Like, oh, this is a high-end, beautiful area. Everything is pretty high-end, you know. And yeah, like these are pretty nice blocks and like nice houses, gated houses, but they're not exactly all that new. Yeah, again, very much still has a Los Angeles feeling to it, because you get that a lot in Los Angeles. Not necessarily a lot of the parts of the Hollywood Hills. It's more like bougie and almost mansions, just like insane houses. But Los Angeles itself is huge, and very much a lot of it looks like this, you know, the tree-lined streets and just blocks of like homes. So yeah, very interesting to me. Again, can't exactly figure this neighborhood out super well. Okay, so over here we have a bunch of shops. First, like street full of shops that I really saw. You know, an old style like grocery store. No chain here, just like a real, you know, almost like mom and pop style. Ampang Grocers, so it doesn't sound like it, but yeah, old place. Houses directly on the other side. I can tell you almost with certainty that those are actual houses, not embassies. You know, I'm becoming an expert now in being able to tell an embassy from a home. We do have like a nice looking cafe here, Saigon Pho Cafe. A little bar, restaurant. So it's pretty nice. It's nice little street here. Gotta avoid the motorbikes, of course. You got a spa, daily grind. You can only assume that's like a coffee shop too. A Latin restaurant here, right here. Huh? Some people in there eating. Another Mexican restaurant, or yeah, another Latin, Mexican, Supreme Barbecue. So you have a little bit of everything. It seems like they just tried to throw like at least one of everything over here. You know, tapas, wine, pasta, pizzeria, ristorante, or they just threw two of everything. 2 Italian spots, 2 coffee shops, two Latin food spots. Wow, very interesting area. Okay, all right. Oh, and look, absolutely no way to get across to the other side here. Just absolutely no way. And then here is an absolute death trap as well. So I guess I'm gonna walk along here and hopefully we can go up there and cross, because yeah, this is just not all that crossable. I mean, I see there's a gentleman right there just like kind of crossing, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's recommended, you know. So a lot of stuff closed up here, kind of in renovation or, you know, not yet built. Probably closed down and new businesses opening. Little Chinese spot here. It's actually a good amount of people inside eating, I'll say that. It's definitely convenient if you do live in one of these houses or this condo building, to have like a bunch of shops, grocery store, just like literally next to your place. You can literally buy belts and wallets as well from the locals. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's all necessarily like rich folks. It feels real mixed. It feels like wealth and then like a huge notch down from that. All like kind of living together or businesses together. So I don't know, folks. I don't know. This neighborhood has me a little bit perplexed. So they got like a bike shop here. I mean, what a random assortment of places. Really borderline random, but I don't know. I guess it works, right? I guess it works. I'm gonna go Also saw like a shopping center on the map, kind of over this way. So let's see. Yeah, looks like I can actually get across here. Let's go see what's over there. Nice little vending machine. All sorts of drinks here. I'm just gonna go with the trusty water. 2 ringgit, 40 cents. I mean, you know, you can find them for 150, but who cares? Who cares? I mean, that vending machine convenience. Now let's get across this intersection without getting hit. Made it to the other side. We got a little Chinese temple going on here. And yeah, we can see at the ashram Ampang from 230,000. Wow, so you can get your own spot, 230,000? I mean, that's quite reasonable, to be honest. That's less than 50,000 US dollars to own a condo. Now you gotta wonder, you know, what shape is it in? What condition is it in? What does it look like? Sure. But you're not finding anything for less than $50,000 in the US to own a condo, a apartment, a house, a small house. Not possible. Yeah, very curious almost what those condos look like. We have Susie's Corner in here, like an outdoor eatery. I feel like I should try some food over here because I don't come over here ever. And maybe got to find some nasi kandar, of course. Yeah, I'm a nasi kandar addict. What can I say? I love it. I eat it every day. Every single day I'm in Malaysia, I eat nasi kandar, and I typically eat it 2 times. I mean, I'll eat variations. Sometimes I'll go to like Malay spots that are not, maybe they're not exactly nasi kandar. Maybe they're nasi campur, or maybe they're just a mamak place. I don't know, but typically that's what I have. You know, I'll eat curries and some veg, and that's it. All right, looks like we have a bunch of shops across the street. Yeah, if anything, I feel like I should go across this street. Very conveniently empty for us to walk. Ooh, I see a restaurant, Awal Maju Curry House. Okay, looks like we could probably make this happen as well. All right. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta hurry it up a little bit. All right. I have a motorcycle shop, and then yeah, what looks like almost nasi kandar, right? So should we just check it out and see what they have here? I'm gonna look. I don't know why it says Western food right there, but that's a little bit crazy to me. Probably your typical nasi kandar. It's almost finished, mutton pretty much finished. Oh, the cabbage looks good though. The cabbage looks good. But they don't really have curry, so yeah, I'm gonna pass. You know, I don't really see beef curry. The mutton curry looks empty. I don't see like a spicy chicken curry. We have the tandoor as well. Yeah, I'll pass on that. Might be good. There's actually a good bit of people here eating. A lot of people eating outside. You know, it is like dinner time. We have the chef here as well. Very good. All right. And out of nowhere, we see a nasi kandar palita across the street. Well, folks, I think we know exactly what we're eating today. Plenty of eggs as well. Nice. All the good stuff. Nice, they got the big pieces of chicken curry, the ayam curry, kambing as well. Perfect. Okay, everything I need, and the cabbage. I mean, that's the trifecta right there. Plus the eggs, that's the quadfecta. All right, folks, we got 2 big pieces of chicken here. 2 pieces of the kambing, lamb, 2 eggs, and then the cabbage as well. Looks good. I know it's good, actually. Okay, so let's try this. I've actually had the other palitas in Bangsar and in like KLCC, but I've never had this one before. I'd say the other ones are similar, but the one in Bangsar is not as good as the KLCC one, so we'll see. This one's also rated better than the Bangsar one, similarly to KLCC, so yeah, let's see, right? I'm gonna try the chicken first. The chicken is always very tender here, like extremely. And the huge pieces as well. Try it with the cabbage. Yeah, very tender, very fresh. Tastes like it was just made. Still really warm. I almost finished that bottle of water that I bought like 5 minutes ago. That's how long it was since I had a drink. Okay, let's try some of the kambing, the lamb. I would say it can be hit or miss. It's always good, but sometimes it's a lot more tender than others. This feels semi-tender, you know. I would say it's a little bit hard to break apart, and sometimes it's just not. Sometimes it falls right off the bone. It just depends, you know. I find palita is always relatively hit or miss in that way, but it's always good. The flavor's always good, and so it's consistent enough that I still will always eat here if I'm nearby. Yeah, good. Very similar to the other palitas. I mean, pretty much the same, to be honest. Yeah, no complaints. Very good. I'm glad that I saw this, actually. I probably would have ended up going to that other spot. It might have been good as well, but you know, I don't live near or I don't stay near palita, so I like to have it when I can. You know, sometimes I order it on Grab, but it's way more expensive. It will cost like 70 ringgit for the same thing. Normally it costs me 40 ringgit. It will cost me 70 to order on Grab. The prices are that much higher. So I try not to, but if it's raining outside and I'm really hungry, you know, I can't help myself. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. I'm going to end the video here. Drop a thumbs up, please. I'd appreciate it. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. There's literally a football game on, a soccer game here with Oman. Oman is playing. We just saw their embassy, and I said I had no idea where Oman is. Still don't, but I thought that was hilarious that I just saw a player and the jersey said Oman. I love it.